The NBA and the NBPA had a huge call this weekend about resuming the season, and there were a lot of opinions being thrown around. Let's get into this latest NBA update. How's it going, you guys? It's Devin Howard. If you want to follow me on Instagram, you can find me there as @DevinHoward. Double check that you've subscribed to the Fumble and tap the bell for notifications, and don't forget to hit the thumbs up. The league just announced its plans to resume the season, but there's a ton of pushback from players. Let's get into these details. So on Friday night, Kyrie led a Zoom call with more than 80 NBA players, with some expressing their concern about packing up and moving to Orlando. The call included Donovan Mitchell, Melo, Joel Embiid, and Dwight Howard, among others. They were all asking hard questions about going back into the games with this social justice movements and the pandemic going on. Kyrie admitted that he doesn't like the optics of many black players going to a quarantine city to entertain the masses, taking the spotlight off of the Black Lives Matter movement and much-needed police and social reforms. According to The Athletic, he said, quote, "I don't support going into Orlando. I'm not with the systematic racism and the BS. Something smells a little fishy." He also said that he's willing to give up everything he has for social reform. Kyrie also discussed the NBA's pay structure and found fault with it by saying, quote, "There's only 20 guys actually getting paid, and I'm part of that. Let's not pretend there's not a tiered system purposely to divide all of us." I have to admit, I'm not entirely sure where he's coming from with this quote. Max salaries limit the wages of superstars and prevents a large disparity between top players and more normal players. It makes sense to me that the best players would earn the most and the lowest paid players are still getting a ton of money. So I can't say that I understand where Kyrie is coming from with this, but I do appreciate that he recognizes that he is one of the top earners. Dwight Howard expressed that he wasn't thrilled with the idea of resuming the season either. He said, quote, "I agree with Kyrie. Basketball or entertainment period isn't needed at this moment and will only be a distraction. I would love nothing more than to win my very first NBA championship, but the unity of my people would be an even bigger championship, and that's just too beautiful to pass up." Really well said. I loved hearing that from him. Austin Rivers, on the other hand, believes that they should play and earn their money to give back to the movement. He said, quote, "NBA basketball is predominantly African American, and a lot of our audiences too. Us providing entertainment and hope for kids is important." I also see where he's coming from. Steven Jackson voiced his opinions on the issue at hand. He's obviously no longer a player, but his perspective is interesting. He took to social media to share his thoughts and said, quote, "It ain't the time to be playing basketball." The main reason being it'll take attention off of the task at hand and what everyone's been marching for. And finally, Pat Beverley voiced his opinion on the whole issue at hand, and it was extremely tone deaf. He wrote, quote, "Hoopers, say what y'all want. If King James said he's hoopin', we all hoopin'. Not personal, only business. Stay woke." His tweet insinuates that LeBron holds all the power and nobody else has any say in anything that's going on, and that's just incorrect. I know that LeBron, Steph, Kawhi, and a bunch of other superstars were motivated to get back into game time, but that was before all of the Black Lives Matter movement started happening. LeBron has been completely outspoken and supportive of everything going on, and I think Patrick's tweet is a little misguided. This whole time I've been saying that getting back into game time would give the players a huge platform to express their opinions and show support of the Black Lives Matter movement. There would be more eyes on them, on their social media profiles, and obviously on the games, and that's a great chance for them to show their support for BLM. But if players can't get behind the game starting back up again, or if they feel that it's inappropriate, or they're concerned about the health risks, I can't fault them for that. Alright, that was a lot to get into, Fumble fam. I want to know where you stand on all of this. Are you surprised that there's pushback from players? Do you think the games should pick back up again, or should the season be canceled? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell. I'm Devin Howard for the Fumble, and I'll see you later.